The rain had been falling for hours, thin, sharp needles cutting through the darkness. My wipers beat in steady rhythm. The only sound inside the cab besides my breath, the radio was off. I didn't want music. I didn't want news. I wanted silence. It was 3:12 a.m. according to the glowing red digits on the dashboard, and I was somewhere between nowhere and nowhere else. A 2-lane stretch of asphalt carved through endless pine forest, slick and gleaming like a wet ribbon under my headlights. I hadn't seen another car in 40 minutes, not even a taillight in the distance, just trees, water, and fog. I was hauling a refrigerated, load-boxed chicken bound for Detroit. Nothing special, the kind of route no one fights for, but I liked it that way. I didn't want stops, distractions, or witnesses. Just the road. The hum of tires. The sense of moving forward without thinking too much about where I was headed or what I was leaving behind. Up ahead, the fog thickened like cotton soaked in milk. I slowed. Visibility dropped to a few feet. Then I saw it. Figure. Standing by the shoulder, hand raised. A hitchhiker. At 3 a.m. in a rainstorm. Everything about it screamed no. Not because I'm kind, not because I care, but because something inside me twitched like a nerve exposed to air, kind of recognition I couldn't name. I leaned over, cracked the passenger window. Rain spat inside. "You all right?" I asked. The figure leaned in just enough for the dome light to catch her face. She was maybe 22, drenched, blonde hair plastered to her cheeks. Her eyes were the strangest part, gray and clear, like two puddles under a winter sky. "Please," she said, "just need to get to exit 47. I should have asked more, where she came from, why she was alone. But I just reached over and unlocked the door. She climbed in, soaked denim dripping on the floor mat. She didn't smell like anything. Not perfume, not wet clothes, not fear, just nothing. "I'm Dean," I offered. She looked straight ahead. "Okay," and that was it.
Oh.
I shifted into drive and pulled back onto the road. The fog outside pressed harder against the windshield, blurring the edges of the trees until the world looked like a fading photograph. I kept the truck at a steady 35, eyes on the road, hands loose on the wheel. She sat perfectly still, staring forward like she wasn't riding at all. No questions, no movement, no fidgeting. "You said exit 47? I finally asked. She nodded once. "That's still a couple hours off," I said. "Not much out there. Just a gas station, I think. Maybe a diner." She didn't respond. For a while, I let it be. Some people don't want to talk. It's fine. But something about her silence, it wasn't shy. It was deliberate, like she was waiting for something. I turned the defrost higher. The cab was starting to feel colder, like the refrigerated trailer was leaking into the front. My breath fogged in the air. She didn't seem to notice. "You got a phone?" I asked. "No. You need to let someone know where you are. No one's looking for me." I glanced sideways. Her face was still blank, pale in the dim light. "You live near exit 47? "No." That was all she said. No explanation, no follow-up. Something in my gut tightened, but I kept driving. Mile markers blurred by. The rain eased, but the fog deepened. It wasn't natural anymore, too dense, too thick, like we were driving through smoke. My high beams barely reached 10 feet. Then suddenly she whispered, "Don't stop." "I wasn't planning on it," I said, uneasy. "No matter what you see, don't stop." My hands clenched the wheel. The tires hummed, the fog shifted, and then I saw it. Figure in the middle of the road, arms outstretched, right in the headlights. I braked hard, instinct, not thought. The truck skidded, the trailer fishtailed slightly on the wet asphalt. We came to a screaming stop, just feet from the figure. But there was nothing there. No person, no shadow, no mark on the road, just fog and pavement. I turned to her. She hadn't moved, hadn't blinked. "I told you," she said. "Don't stop." I put the truck back into gear, tires groaning on the slick road. My heart was hammering. And the silence in the cab felt heavier now, like something was sitting between us, invisible and watching. "What was that?" I asked, barely keeping my voice steady. She didn't answer. We kept moving, trees passed and blurred shadows. The The GPS screen was frozen. The little arrow showing our position hadn't moved in miles, though I knew we were driving forward. The odometer ticked up. The road signs changed. But the screen stayed still. You saw it too, right? I said. The figure? She turned to me slowly. They're not figures. They're memories. Hey. I looked over hers. She looked away. Yours. The words sat there, cold and sharp. I don't know what you're talking about. She didn't push. Just faced forward again. We passed another road sign. Exit for 722 miles. But I swear the next one said the same thing. It's exit for 722 miles. I felt a sudden pressure in my chest. Not panic. Not fear. Guilt. You said no one's looking for you? I muttered. That true? She nodded. I hesitated. What happens at exit 47? She looked at me, her voice low, flat. Same thing that happened last time. What do you mean last time? But she didn't answer. I noticed something ahead. Faint red light cutting through the fog. A gas station, maybe? Run down, flickering neon. Just one pickup truck parked out front, hood up, no one inside. Someone might need help, I said. Her voice came instantly. No. I slowed anyway. Dean, she said. Louder this time. More forceful. Don't stop. But if they need, you already did this, she snapped. You already stopped here. You already made that choice. I stared at her. What the hell are you talking about? She just pointed toward the gas station, toward the pickup. In the fog, I could now see inside the open truck. There was a man slumped over the steering wheel. His face was familiar. Too familiar. It was mine. I slammed the brakes. The truck groaned, swerved slightly, and came to a slow, reluctant stop. No, she whispered again. You're doing it again. But I wasn't listening anymore. I stepped out into the rain, boots splashing on the soaked pavement. Fog curled around me, thick and clinging. The red neon from the gas station sign flickered like a dying pulse. Every part of me screamed to turn around, but I had to see it, had to prove I was losing my mind. I approached the pickup. The man inside wasn't moving. I leaned closer. The face was pale, slack-jawed, eyes half closed. My face, same scar above the brow, same crooked nose. Same small burn mark on the neck from a cigarette in '97. He was dead, and I had been here before. Stumbled back, breath ragged, heart thrashing. Behind me, the woman stood in the middle of the road, arms at her sides. No umbrella, no flinch from the rain. You came back, she said softly. I shook my head. This isn't real. This is some trick. A dream. You come back every time, she said, to try and fix it. It's to change it. But you never do. I was shivering. Fix what? She didn't answer. She just started walking toward the truck, back toward the passenger seat. I followed, numb. Inside the cab, everything was cold. Colder than before. The kind of cold that gets in your bones. I sat behind the wheel. She closed the door. I looked at her. Who are you? Her answer came like a breath on glass. The last person you didn't stop for. I wanted to scream, to hit the brakes of whatever loop I was caught in. But the road ahead was open. Endless. Swallowed by fog. And exit 47 was always 22 miles away.